listening to Cain, Randy, and Brooke on Scratch the Vinyl.
Scratch the vinyl.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the show, Lincolnites, Nebraskans, and people all over the world. We are your new favorite vinyl show. No, really just music show in general. We're highlighting the best in the business when it comes to musicians everywhere, and we're so glad to have you guys back. I'm your boy, Kane Stevens, and I am pumped about this once again. You guys know that I'm a metalhead at heart, and I attempt metal while these guys that we're going to talk to here in a little bit, they actually do metal. So, so it's always something. But we have a returning guest. We'll get into that in a moment because I have to spill the beans on something. We are recovering. And when I say we, I mean Brooke and I went to a massive sold-out show at the zoo. We played with animals. We did the whole thing. We drank some beers. We went to Brews at the Zoo with a sold-out AM/FM show, and it was fantastic. Brooke, the Big Red Machine, come on the show right now and tell us, how do you feel?
I feel pretty good. My neck hurts a little bit from the dancing, and I don't know. It was a blast, though. Let me tell you. It reminded me of when the peacock came to the last time we were at the zoo, and it sang with us, and it was really nice. But we could hear him in the background. But Cain, thank you for thinking of me because your wife couldn't go, and so you were my brother.
Let's tell the guests without offending them too much what type of brother I was to you. You know, so we didn't want people to like hit on us or bother us, you know, or bother us but like hit on us. So we were just Brooke was telling people that I was her gay brother and she was my, you know, lesbian sister. And there's nothing wrong with that. We were just using it as like an undercover option so that people would you know, not that people would be hitting on me because I'm kind of a loser. But Brooke, you know, she needed that cover story.
No. I think it was more for if we ran into somebody, they're like, what the hell is going on here? And then they text your wife and then they text, you know, everybody knows. And then you're just like, yeah, this is not what you think it is. But, you know, it is what it is. And by the end of the night, nobody really cared.
And we had a blast, didn't we, though? I mean, we saw a UFO. I mean, the night was just complete in general. Like, we should have started a mosh pit at that point. We could have done it, but it just wasn't heavy enough for that. But Brooke and I did our darndest to really, you know, tear it down in there.
It was a good time. I did all over again. And that band, I love AM/FM. Oh my gosh. I think I took more pictures of them than I did of my children. I have so many of them. I'm like a creeper on my phone now. I'm like, hey, Jaden, look what I got for you. You know, I'm not going to show her that. Anyway.
Shout out to them though for talking about Scratch the Vinyl, their favorite podcast, to a sold out crowd. Right there before, in the middle of actually the third set. That was really cool. It felt like something when that happened.
That was badass. And I didn't really realize it because I hear this Brooke and Cain, and I'm like, there's another Brooke and Cain here? It did not register until they said Scratch the Vinyl. And then I was that stupid girl where I was like, woo, woo. And I'm like, why did I just do it? It was really cool though to have a shout out, you know, and nobody, you're like, who? I was like, this is my brother right here. This is him, and I'm Brooke. I didn't do that, but close. It was a good time.
Well, we definitely made friends, and here's another guy who makes a lot of friends. I think he has more friends than all people we know combined. He is the Godzilla of entertainment. He's the God of Thunder. He's the king of entertainment in this town and many towns. Randy Wilson, welcome back to the show.
Well, first off, I was super jealous that I did not get to go to that show, but I did get to see all the videos, and man, it looked like a blast. And when you talk about friends, I want you to know a few years back, some of my staff members made money off of making a t-shirt for me that said that happy birthday to Randy. He has more friends than Facebook. And they sold like 1,000 of those t-shirts. I still see them pop up every once in a while. Just before to get this show started, I tell you what, I want to tell you this week for me, there was, at all my shows, we had the passing of Ozzy Osbourne this last week. So when you want to talk about where my metal roots started, it was going to see Ozzy Osbourne in 1981. And I was 13, blown away, absolutely loved the music. And I was hooked ever since. Saw Ozzy like 6 times and Black Sabbath twice. Like, always put on a great show. Every one of my shows this week, I had people come out of the woodworks, come out and sing old Ozzy songs. And it was just a blast this week. So you want to talk about metal roots? Ozzy's one of my favorites.
Well, and not only that, Randy, but I mean, it was evident even where we were. I saw plenty of Ozzy shirts. Even the bass player was wearing. He's smaller than me, so I'd have to stretch it out pretty good. But I wanted that shirt so bad, I was going to rip it off of him. It was like a killer old school one. So man, I really felt that. And then another loss we felt was, and I know this is good. Some of you guys are going to be like, some of you are cringe by it, but Hulk Hogan, man, Hulk Hogan was a musician before he was a wrestler. I know he made a lot of mistakes later on in life, but he was a childhood hero of mine. Definitely when I get angry, I definitely point at people in an offensive way, and I tell them to eat their vitamins and say their prayers and all that good stuff. So dang it, Hulk Hogan too.
I know that last week, crazy with a lot of celebrity passings, but even lost the guitar player from the Golden Earring, Chuck Mangione, famous trumpet player. But you know what? Hey, we've got some great guests coming on today, and we got some pretty big announcements, and talk about metal. We got Brock from Dirtfedd, one of my favorite metal bands, them coming up here in Lincoln. Let's get them on the show.
Well, we don't just have Brock, Randy. We actually have a special treat for you guys.
Oh, a special treat today.
We had Brock on before, which is, one of our bigger episodes that we've had talking about Dirtfedd. But now, everybody, we have Brian, the guitar player from Dirtfedd, on as well. Brian and Brock, how the heck are you guys?
Good. How's it going, guys? Thanks for having us back.
Absolutely. As soon as I saw that you guys were playing again at the Bourbon, I mean, I like instantly moistened, as not like sexually, but like with excitement. It was just like, oh my God, they're doing it. And I'm just so pumped that you guys are. I do want to say before I ask you the first major question is, I want to tell you something about Dirtfedd that for me, and that I didn't really get to share with Brock before, but for me with you guys and the success of what you guys did as a metalhead, it meant something to me and all the metalheads here in our area, because you guys were saying the things that we felt. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are from our area. You guys are from the Midwest. You guys have the same angst and anger and everything. And man, I got to tell you guys just right off the bat, thank you guys so much. And I can't wait for you guys to rock out once again.
You know what? Hold on real quick, Cain. Yeah, you are getting wet, and so are you, Randy. You guys are just moister than an oyster right now. You know you want these guys. I'm sorry, I have to just point it out, but they are so excited right now. I'm really excited too, but this is like their bag, If Alanis Morissette was sitting there, I'd be like, yeah, I'm wet too, Not that I'm not wet with you guys, but I'm just saying this is their thing. Okay, enough about wet talk. It's super hot outside.
I know most people are disgusted by the term moist in general, so I know people are cringing right now. So we'll only say it about 4 or 8 more times throughout the show.
Agree with that.
Yeah, make it a drinking game. Every time we say moist, go ahead and moisten your throat with whiskey or tonic or whatever. So, guys, I got it
accepted.
Yeah. So first off, we've talked to Brock before. And we haven't been able to talk to Brian yet. So Brian, for those of you guys who don't know, Brian is actually the guitar, I'll call him the guitar tech at Roots Music Shop, who is a major sponsor of ours. And I try to talk to Brian about things, and I feel like such a guitar idiot, but I feel so great after I talk to him. So Brian, it's great to have you on the show. How have things been going for you in music, my friend?
I think
Pretty good. I mean, I've always continued in band form one way or another. But to kind of keep my pulse on music, I've always enjoyed fixing instruments too. So, I kind of set myself up here in Lincoln to, repair any stringed instrument for anybody in any genre of music. So that's what's always kind of kept me happy, a part of music one way or another, no matter what level it would have been. But yeah, I've been having a blast with it. I couldn't ask for a better job, a better place to do it, and better people to do it with.
Absolutely. It is easily and I'm not just saying this. I mean, I would talk about Roots even, I have been talking about Roots since they started. Like Ryan is such a great owner. He's always helped me with everything. If I had a gig and I needed something, he would loan it to me. You know what I mean? Like Ryan is just the best. And you've always taken care of me when it comes to my guitars. And if I need any advice, if I want to know, how do I get this sludgy guitar to to do something? You just did it with me the other day where you were showing me where to position the microphones on the speakers, and man, I just love the place. But I do have to get to the thing that we really want to know here, guys. And not that we don't want to know, that we want to know what brought on this epic show. So whoever wants to tell us.
Well, you know what? Nothing in particular really brought it on. I'll be honest, when I was on your show last time, you kind of blindsided me with a lot of Dirtfedd questions, and I wasn't expecting that. And it actually kind of got the wheels turning a little bit. And so, yeah, I kind of reached, it's not like I lost touch with these guys. We've all remained friends and close, but I just kind of reached out to everybody and asked what would you think if we just did like a small show somewhere? Like my original idea was just to open for like a local metal band, just jump on a bill somewhere, just not make a big deal out of it, just for fun. And everybody was completely on board with it. A couple of the original members, our singer Dustin, keyboard player Travis, they couldn't do it for different reasons. Dustin just had a baby, but anyway, yeah, that was kind of what got the ball rolling. And then
it was your fault.
Yeah, it was. We're blaming this completely on you guys.
All of you.
Yes, we did it. Lincoln, come on, everybody. I want you to stand up now, and I want you to clap. Scratch the Vinyl did it. You heard it here from the guys themselves.
I ran into Eric not long after that episode, and I swear he looked at me like, Randy, you've known me forever. How come I could be on the show? And so maybe this was his way of making sure he gets noticed this time.
Yeah. Eric, he's such an attention whore. He needs attention.
He comes out to my shows every once in a great while, but he never sings. But I would let him just get up there and shred if he wanted to, but he doesn't.
Oh, yeah, and he can shred. He just won't. He's the quiet guy, but that's all right. So, yeah, anyway, it started off just talking about doing something real kind of low-key and quiet. And then I actually went on our Facebook page and changed the profile picture, just not thinking anybody would really notice, or I don't know. And then all of us, we got like hundreds of people responding just to that little picture change, like, oh my God, are they back? What's going on? And so I think the more we talked about it, we realized maybe we need to make this a bigger show and actually do a headlining thing. And it kind of escalated from there.
Brock, I'm not going to lie. As soon as we promoted that episode, I all of a sudden had a whole bunch of people that I hadn't talked to in a long time, hadn't seen in a long time. And just some people at some of my other gigs were asking me like, hey, are you actually doing metal stuff on your show? And I'm like, yeah, of course, we cover everything. And let me tell you what, as soon as like we did that, like we had a ton of people start coming to our page and checking that out. And like Cain said, your that last episode with you guys was probably one of our biggest episodes. There is still a ton of metal fans out there that want some more exposure, that are still loyal fans. And, I said this a million times when I was promoting metal bands downtown, they were the best crowds, the most loyal crowds of any genre that I ever worked with. And, you guys were a big part of that in the early days.
I wish you'd see more around this area, you know, like that era that we were doing, there was quite a few metal bands. I think there is a bunch of metal bands around here, but they don't play here a lot. They tend to scatter to other parts, you know, of the Midwest, but so that's unfortunate. But I think as a local Lincoln band and what we, you know, accomplished back in the day, I would have hoped there would have been some bands that would have followed suit like that. But maybe it's the size of Lincoln. I don't know, or the lack of bands wanting to work that hard. I don't know. I don't get it. We loved it. We did everything we could to promote it. We lived and breathed it. I mean, stack of flyers, walk into Walmart. Hey, you look like a metal guy. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. I mean, we probably gave out 2,000-3,000 demo CDs, just giving them out of our own pocket, whatever it took. That's how much we believed in what we were doing, because we loved what we were doing.
All I know is you just gave me an unbelievable idea that I will not share at the moment, but if it comes to fruition, Cain, this will be another first on Scratch the Vinyl. And so, Brian, I will give you credit when credit's due if this comes to light. But don't be surprised if I call you soon and something happens.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got up really early because it's going to be hot today, and I was mowing, and I thought to myself, like, there's nothing I want to listen to more while mowing. And I don't know what you guys feel about this, but I put on the American Nightmare album on Spotify, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was like a bear on cocaine out there. I mean, I think I finished the yard in record time, and
that's how we wrote it.
I hit a squirrel, you know, maybe a couple snakes, but man, it was just like. But listening to it, I got to give you guys kudos because we have Brian in the room also. It really is a masterpiece album. I mean, when you listen to it, especially, and this is no offense, trust me, I put out a lot of things that are demo quality. I mean, this is a real album, and every song is good. Like, I can take something great, and you can't even get that from some of the best stuff you've heard. I mean, listen to like Elton John's whole, or anybody, their whole discography. You guys put together an actual classic, and that's why I think that people are clamoring to the idea, like, oh my God, here they are, they're coming back. So let's try to bring this to fruition a little bit. Would you guys consider doing another album since you guys have that classic in your pocket?
After this show, you know, we're kicking around some ideas, what it will be, or what version of Dirtfedd that will be. Not sure yet, but we're leaning on the side of not closing the book yet. So there's no definitive answer quite yet. This is our legacy, and you know, even though we're old man gonna go out there and bang our heads off once more, it's hard to let something like that go, you know. So we don't want to fizzle out that way, and you know, that last chapter of who we are as Dirtfedd, you know, something should be done, but yeah, at what facet, I don't know.
Well, would you guys consider, like, when you guys are in your 60s then? You know, like, I always think about metal bands. You know, I grew up, but the first things I was in was punk and metal bands. And I always thought to myself, here's all these guys with tattoos around them. How cool are our old people going to be someday, right? Like, thrash into metal. Exactly. You know, they've got the fire tattoos. They've got it all. Are you guys going to, this should be a regular thing. I really hope to see Dirtfedd playing, you know, multiple shows, or just every once in a while. And then someday when you guys are in your 60s, going out there and burning it down one more time.
Yeah, I think me personally, I've always, every band I've been in has been metal. I'll play it until I can't. That's my honest answer. At what age that will be, I don't know. But
one of the things that I thought was the coolest about this whole last week with Ozzy passing away was that he just did that final show 2 weeks ago. And then I watched a little documentary on what his last month was like. And basically he did it for the fans. Like, he wanted to do, like, he knew time was up and he wanted to do that for the fans. And I don't think we ever really get to see that very much And I mean, that's a metal icon. And he was, you know, he gave it to his last breath. I don't know. I was a little more touched by it than I thought I would be. And I mean, was Ozzy ever an influence for you guys? I mean, was that, I mean, I don't know. I'm an 70s, 80s guy. So
so the way I suppose I would phrase that, none of us would be doing what we're doing right now if it wasn't for him and Sabbath. Plain and simple. So I would say, you know, for me personally, when I first heard the band, that's when I fell in love with that dark vibe of music. So yes, that definitely kicked it off. A major influence, there's other bands that are that for me, but oh my God, yeah, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that band.
Do you guys have I have another idea for you if you want to keep going and keeping that Ozzy, even his legacy kind of alive. Why don't you guys get a reality show and have your Sharons come on and the crazy kids? And we love to reenact everything all the time. I'm always like, who's the big thief? It's you, Ozzy. You know, like it's so much fun to record stuff like that. You guys should get that with your family. Do you think they'd be down with that?
No. No.
It'd be pretty badass, though. I would love to watch your guys' families.
We would be canceled immediately.
I want to be somebody's Sharon, though. Come on, that'd be fun.
Right.
Well, I'd seen a documentary a couple years ago where they were doing an interview with Ozzy in his studio, and he pulled out an old box that had 3 inches of dust on it, and pulled out a cassette that was one of the original recordings of Randy Rhoads doing Crazy Train in the studio. And Ozzy got tears in his eyes. And it's kind of like that. It's like when I was a kid, hearing Randy Rhoads for the first time, you're like, holy shit. That's kind of when I kind of fell in love with that kind of, that metal rock sound that was blown away.
So that's more where I would have been influenced as a musician, more in his solo career style. Because when you had somebody like Randy Rhoads coming out, trained classical musician, and a lot of the riffs he was doing was the first time you heard something like that in that platform. So a lot of diatonic scaling, which gave it that kind of creepy, weird vibe. So him, and then, Iron Maiden and Priest, that's more like my flavor of guitar playing. And then when I got with Dirtfedd, it was more rhythmic. So I think with the heavy rhythms and the old metal drive guitar parts, I think that's what eventually coined that sound for Dirtfedd. So yeah, Randy Rhoads was a big one for sure.
Well, you're absolutely right about Black Sabbath. I mean, if it wasn't for Tony Iommi, messing his fingers up, losing part of his fingers, having to learn to tune down in order to play easier, we probably, who knows? We probably wouldn't even have metal, right? But this guy did that. He started making things more doomy, kind of having that groove that we never heard before, and metal was born. So you're absolutely right, Brian. If it wasn't for Ozzy and Black Sabbath, we probably wouldn't even be sitting here. Maybe we'd all be in a Neil Diamond thing. You guys will be the horn section in Neil Diamond's band or something. But here we are. So I am so sad that Ozzy's gone. It's just, that's a massive loss. But hey, he was a legend from the start to the finish. The band's still here, around. Hopefully we'll get some more great stuff out of them, but it's not going to be the same without Ozzy.
And I think people loved Ozzy because he truly lived it and breathed it. I mean, he went through, he was an authentic person. And so I know he went through phases. He went through the hair metal phase where Sharon had him teasing his hair and wearing ridiculous outfits. And then he was the reality show dad for a little bit, but I know he went through that, but ultimately he stayed true to himself. And as far as the music goes, and Black Sabbath is obviously before our time. We grew up in the 80s. We were little kids in the 80s, but I think without Black Sabbath, we wouldn't have the heroes that inspired us, like Dimebag Darrell, Pantera, bands like that, Metallica. They literally invented the genre. that brought us all here. So,
you know, and then with Ozfest, like I mean, that was like one of the pathways for a lot of new metal bands just to even get noticed.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
just creating that is been long lasting, and the influences are going to last forever with that.
That was my true brush with Ozzy, to be honest. Or the early, I mean, like Ozfest hit, in every band that we ever wanted to discover or ever wanted to see was a part of that festival. And so for us metalheads, we didn't have it like that until that happened, and then it changed everything. So it really did transcend the game.
You guys should we should do Dirtfedd Fest. I mean, you know, and have the metal. And we have so many cornfields and so many places that we could just have like Comstock or whatever. We need a Dirtfedd Fest.
See, now you're starting to tap into my idea that I wasn't ready to release yet. But just so you know, it's something like that.
Scratch Fest. Come on. We could do Scratch Fest. We could have the biggest bands out there like Dirtfedd, and we could really do something here. All right, let's switch it up here a little bit. We have so much going on this weekend in this town that I just need to separate everything a little bit. So we're going to do the local roundup first. We get you guys hyped, and then we will continue our show and our interview with Dirtfedd. And then later on, we'll get to our amazing sponsors that keep this show rolling. All right, so let's dig into this right now. So let's start at the Zoo Bar Friday night. The Zoo Bar has a huge weekend, as always. So early on Friday night for the FAC, they've got Gabe with Pants. At 9 p.m., they've got Dire Wolves. It's the KZUM benefit for Jerry Garcia's birthday. You know our boy, Just Eric from KZUM, is going to be there. So go say what's up there. Hopefully David Raby might be there. Say hello to those guys. It looks like they've got an all-star cast going on there for that show. So go check it out and go benefit the gem that we call KZUM, everybody. Saturday night, 5 p.m. for the early show, they've got Blues Project. 9 p.m., they've got Parfait, which is a tribute band, and I'm not sure what they tribute, but I'm sure it's going to be great. Sunday night at the Zoo Bar, they've got the Zoot Nanny going on, the old Zoot Nanny, and they've got Zach Peterson at 8:30 p.m., so go check that out. Let's roll on over to Kelly's Pub, actually. Kelly's Pub Friday night has karaoke with the Chill Man himself. That's right. Randy Wilson, Mr. Chill, and Mr. Chill Entertainment are over there satisfying all your karaoke needs. So go over there, show the Chill Man some love, and get over to Kelly's Pub because we love Kelly's Pub. 1867 now. Looks like Saturday they've got a $10 all ages show. Doors 6, show 7. They've got Body Corrosion, Far, The Perilous Ones, Cold Glock, and Iced Wrist. So that's going to be a killer show. What's rolling over to Duffy's now? Duffy's Friday night at 10 p.m. No cover. They've got DJ Rugburn in the beer garden. I can't think of a better way to hang out in a beer garden than to have an awesome DJ on our hands. Saturday at 10 p.m. at Duffy's, they've got a no cover show with our friends of Pearl Parade. Go give Noah Trumbull and the good old boys from Pearl Parade a big hug from us. Also, they've got a band called Indie Valley. I believe they're from Arkansas, possibly. So go check that out. Sunday night at Duffy's, 9 p.m. They've got Park Sessions going on with Frost Fondus and Soggy Phillips. So that's a killer lineup for Duffy's if you want to go there. Big Ten downtown, Saturday at 9 p.m. I think they still have a few tickets available, but they've actually got, you've heard him on the Todd and Tyler show. They've got Nick Allen. So go see Nick Allen. I'd love to see him live. I love him on the Todd and Tyler show, and I'm a big fan. So good stuff. I guess the Lancaster Super Fair is going on. I don't have the full schedule in front of me, but I do have one show that I saw that I want to at least mention. So Friday is Josh Hoyer and Soul Colossal. So go to the Lancaster Super Fair, line up and check all that out, and go support live music there if you can. Last show, huge show that I've seen is it's the Lion's Den 4 show between Bourbon and Bodegas. It's for all you Leos out there. If your astrology sign is Leo, it looks like you get in for free. Doors at 6. They have Snake Blood, Chillum, Dabsky, Louis V, or Louis V, Meteric, Lo Passion, Filthy, Forfeit, Anagon, Money Mars, Swift, and Trajan. I hope I got through that one okay. So there is just so much going on. I know there's plenty of other places having things, but I didn't see a whole heck of a lot. So definitely look into all those other venues. But look at what we proved, everybody. Lincoln rocks. So get out there, support live music, and enjoy yourselves, because there's no better way to enjoy yourselves than that. So now let's get back to our interview with Brock and Brian from Dirtfedd.
Man, our metal listeners are going to go nuts on this episode. So I suppose let's get into what's the plan? What's going to happen? When's the show? What are we going to do?
Okay. So yeah, August 23rd, we're playing at the Bourbon Theater. The other two bands, Section 8, who are actually good friends of ours. They were around in the scene back in the day when we were, and they were doing well. They're I wouldn't consider them so much a metal band, more hard rock, hip hop influenced maybe. But maybe if you would, I don't know you wouldn't really compare them to anyone, maybe like a Head PE style or something like that. But anyway, so those guys are playing, and then the opening band is Leighton, younger guys, great band as well. So it's an all ages show. I really try to push that as much as possible, because I really want to get the word out there to younger people. I mean, we love the veterans and the people that were there back in the day, but I want younger people to be able to come and actually throw down at the show. Our shows used to be wild, and people got hurt, and it was crazy. And not that I want people to get hurt, but I want that same kind of energy at this show on August 23rd, So you're trying to get that out there. But anyway, Saturday, August 23rd, it's at the Bourbon Theater, all ages. Tickets are available online. We wanted to make it as cheap as possible. Yeah, we're excited.
There's a lot of young, I noticed, metal bands coming out. I know a few of my friends' kids are starting to do it now. And I'm definitely going to promote this to all of them, because they need some more inspiration maybe, or I don't know. They really like when you guys give them advice, and you got to take thousands of flyers out. You got to do this. I know we have social media and all that now, but to actually get out and see the people and to work with them. But they're going to be excited to see you guys. And I know that they look up to you a lot. So I think it's going to be exactly what you want it to be, maybe more.
Yeah, I really hope it works out that way. I mean, that's kind of how we did it. We were in our prime, if you will. When we started getting any form of popularity, one thing we always tried to do is when we set up a show for ourselves in our own hometown, we always wanted a brand new young band to open, because we never got that chance with anybody. We had to cut our teeth on working hard. Now, I don't want to give that away saying it's going to be easy or anything, but like you said, it's a good way to show people, especially nowadays. I mean, I've got some young bands that I know, and, it's like, hey, I booked a show with you. Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? It's like, well, you're old. You're the only people on Facebook. I'm like, I don't care what platform it is. You need to be on it. Stuff like that, work for it. It's not given to you. I don't care how good a band is. If you don't work for it, you're going nowhere. Plain and simple. So I love it when you get the heavy hitters, the people that have the drive, that want to do it, that'll listen. Those bands will always help out, hands down. So it's just something we didn't have the opportunity to get from other bands. I don't know. They almost treated it like a football game. It's competition. Like, you're doing really good, so we don't want to play with you. It's like, what?
Yes. And I agree with you. I think we should come together and help each other out instead of make it a big competition. That's not what this is about. And that is why when we're like with Scratch the Vinyl, I was talking to Cain the other night, and, we want to promote this. And he goes, I would have died to have something like this to get out there to promote our music. And bands like you, that is some advice that I think everyone should take, is help each other out. Let's
Yeah.
come together. Love that you have a young band on there, because you're right. You would have loved to have had that. And if you find that band that is working their ass off and you're like, you know what, you deserve this. Let's get out there. Let's do this. And then they watch you guys do it. And then it gets even better and better and better. And I think that they're going to morph into more, it's going to be more live stuff coming up. I know there is. And because of you guys helping those people out, and because of, with our Scratch the Vinyl, getting people to just to talk about stuff, and to talk about who they are, it feels like you know them a little more and you want to go see them, and kudos to you guys. Thank you for doing that.
Oh yeah. Yep. I mean, if you think about any era, any geological place on the planet, when a scene happens, it's because those bands all got together and worked as one. So now you ain't got just 5 people in a band and only 2 of them are actually doing work. You got 10 bands, but now you got 50 people working for one goal to chase down, booking agencies, labels. Well, if that's a thing anymore, just the networking side of it. So don't work for yourselves. If you're in a band, get with other like-minded people.
Absolutely. And even when you're in your band, you have to mesh. You have to know, you see this guy doing that and you're going to do this. I mean, you have to have some kind of, I don't know, just a camaraderie and just to be able to play in sync with each other. And I think that goes for other bands, other people. Don't butt heads. Let's work together on this. And wonderful things happen because of that.
Hey, when I was booking metal bands, all the bands that we got involved, all were friends. Like, it was like, that's how we survived in the summer. It was like all the best local metal bands would get together and all didn't mind playing on the same billing. Who didn't matter who went first. Because you know what? At the end of the night, we're all over in the garage partying afterwards. And it was just, I mean, I don't know why people wouldn't get it that way. I mean, that's the community I saw. And I always believe that going to see a live show is what turns people into fans. Like Brock said, the energy is unbelievable. If, if you're into metal, that's what you want to see. You want to feel it. I'm totally looking forward to this show here in August. This is like nostalgic for me. And I know Cain, me and Cain always talk about metal stuff all the time because we're fans. So we're really excited to get this show off. And so who's all going to be in the lineup for this show? Who's all playing with the band on this show?
As far as Dirtfedd, yeah. So we have 4 of the original guys. So there's myself, Brian, and then we have Eric Marshall, plays guitar, and then Scott Root plays bass, who's actually coming down from Colorado for the show. And then filling in on vocals, his name's Derek Sammons. He's from Omaha. We've known him for a long time. He's been pretty prominent in the Omaha metal scene. Yeah, he's very talented. You guys will see at the show. He's definitely proud to be stepping in and doing his best, And then there's keyboards. We have Jacob Sumter. He plays keyboards in Brian's other band, Phantom. He's doing a great job, super talented. So you mentioned nostalgic. Like, I want to be very clear about this show. Like, that's the whole reason for us doing this. It's just to have fun, to celebrate the music that we released 16 years ago, for nostalgia, just for fun. This isn't some big, we're back, thing. We're getting ready to go on tour and stuff. No, this is just, we're not really looking past August 23rd right now. We just want to have a big show that maybe some younger bands can show up and it'll inspire them. Who knows?
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think your guys are going to get some of these younger metalheads in there, and they're going to see this is how it's done. Right? When I look at some of the senior bands, there's a lot of great bands, and they're getting older now, but they were so brutal when I was younger. But still watching them do it at the level that they're doing it now is really inspiring. It's like the Deftones, for example. Okay, Deftones are having they're one of my favorite bands. They always have been. They've gone through changes, but they're now getting this massive following of young people that are seeing how great Chino is and how brutal they can be at times, and how they're not as heavy as you guys on a lot of stuff, but they can be. Adrenaline was a super heavy album, And so I look at stuff like that and see like the renaissance that the Deftones are having. And you're exactly right. I think that the youngsters are going to show up. They're going to see, man, we can have a great time again. We can mosh. It's going to be a blast, man. I can't say it enough. We are so pumped. And I know that people in Lincoln are. We kind of wanted to talk to you guys about I'm glad you brought up Randy. I'm glad you brought up the other members that are filling in. There's going to be no drop off here, guys. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys that right now. I've seen, I bet there's people wondering like, oh, I wonder what Dirtfed's going to be like without Dustin or without this. There's going to be no drop off here. This is going to be a killer show. These guys are pros. These guys have done it at a high level. So I want all you guys, including our young listeners, to know that this is the show to go to.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to do a little shout out to Eric Marshall too. He's a good friend of mine, and I have so many stories about him. My sister, yes, you do too. And poor Sheila. Oh, I love you, Sheila. But my sister he was in a different band, and she accidentally stepped on his guitar case, and he goes, oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. So my sister and I think we may show up at your show with a guitar case for him. He's a good guy though. That'll be fun to watch that and watch him. But yeah, little shout out to that man. And you guys get ready, because if Ingrid and I show up, everyone, and I'm going to bring little pasties too for everybody when they take their shirts off. You'll have the little record, the vinyl for this pasty vinyl.
There you go.
Okay, we're going to sell this.
We brought this up before the show that we should get album pasties for all the strippers that come to our shows. We couldn't decide how many strippers really come to our shows, so we're not going to order like 1,000 of them like right away. We'll see, but
not just. Strippers are just people that like to show their boobs. I mean, we all like boobs. We can at least cover them up and not get arrested.
Hey, male nipples need them too. I mean, nobody wants to look at a hairy male nipple. Like we need, for those dudes with like the big areolas and stuff, we definitely need something to cover that thing up.
We'll have different sizes.
Yeah, be prepared. You might see that.
Yeah. We might bring a lot of markers too, so we can sign some hairy chests or butt cracks, whatever.
Brock touched on nostalgia, and for me, of course, when we talk to Brock and I see Eric, I always think back to those early days when I had those guys play when they were still teenagers. Like this is like a full circle moment for me. That was like 2000, maybe. I don't know. It was early 2000s. And I'll never forget. It was a Sunday night. Beat was so hard. I had a neighbor down the street, like 4 blocks away, show up to yell at me and call the cops. And like, you go outside, you can't hear the music, but the beat was so hard. It was hitting down the street. I was like, that's what I knew. These guys could freaking pound on the drums. So, man, I hope our listeners seriously check out this show August 23rd at the Bourbon Theater.
Do you guys have any other shows coming up? Or any other bands that you're in, that you have something that you're doing? I know this is a particular thing that you are coming back out and doing this, but do you guys have anything else going on, or anything that we can look up, or even videos and stuff? I was stalking you guys, and I was getting ready. I was doing like what Cain was doing. I wasn't mowing, but I was doing other things. I thought the neighbors were going to call on me because it's kind of loud, but it was fun. So you guys got anything else going on? Any other bands? Anything else?
Phantom.
Well, yeah, the other band I'm in, Phantom, we're going to be playing the 9th at the Keg. And then, is there another Dad Rock show?
Dad Rock. I don't know. We never know what we're doing from day to day. So
okay, again, shout out to Dad Rock. I fucking love Dad Rock. Woo!
We're playing at the Cass County Fair, which is funny, but we're looking forward to that. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I know of at the moment.
Just check out their MySpace page, and all the dates from 2010 will be on there. And just show up.
That's right.
Yeah, so those two bands, they're a little more of the active ones going on right now between the individuals. I think you guys might be having Ted on soon for Phantom, so we'll talk more about that. But yeah, got that night show coming up. Gonna do a video release here soon, a new single soon with that band. But yeah, always doing something music. So yeah.
Well, we can find you all on all the different platforms. We'll keep you everyone posted. If you guys want to put anything on Scratch the Vinyl as well that we might miss or something, but we love promoting you guys. I can't wait to go. And I am going to bring some groupies or something, maybe lasagna. I don't know, but I'm bringing a few people. So get ready, pasties and all.
Brooke, we talked about this. This is an older band. They're going to need to be taken care of. We're going to need definitely food and refreshments for after the show. So that's your job on this event.
Still old school. All I need after the show is a beer and a bucket of ice water.
And maybe some ibuprofen. That's what the beer is for. Right on.
Miller Lite it is.
Well, I mean, I think that we have done what we came here to do. I know that our time, unfortunately, is coming close to an end. All good things have to come to an end, and this good thing is rolling down too. But I do want to say, for all you listeners out there, I really want you guys to sell this place out. I want you guys to do your damnedest to make this a truly magical night. I want brutality. I want, I want you guys to really feel what it's like, how we felt it when we went to metal shows. I could think of going to Soulfly, Slayer, all of that. And I know that we're going to have just as magical of a night with these guys as we would with them. So thank you guys so much for being on the show. We really appreciate you. I can't wait to get Ted on from Phantom so we can talk about them more. Go to Roots Music Shop, get those instruments fixed. If you don't have an instrument, it instantly makes you cooler. I swear. It's the only reason I ever got any chicks in my entire life. So, so go to Roots Music Shop, go see Dirtfedd, and thank you guys. We will catch you guys on the flip side here on
Scratch the Vinyl.
All right, everybody. Big thanks to our sponsors. We didn't get to them earlier because we had so much going on with the local roundup, but now we have to mention it because I am just too excited about it all. So let's talk about those sponsors. We mentioned Roots Music Shop, our unofficial sponsors like Kelly's Pub, also Madsen's Bowling and Billiards are on there. We just have a ton. The Elegant Sasquatch Beard Company. You can get them on Etsy, so check them out on Etsy, all you bearded guys. I know you guys are out there hiding out with those smelly beards. No longer. Stop it. Get some product from them. Also, Lil Bill's Barbecue. I've been drinking this stuff like a boss. I mean, honestly, I am literally at Superman level right now. The other day, I was drinking one of the spicier ones. Actually, no, it was the original flavor, and I basically had superpowers, and I took off in flight. And it is what it is, everybody. Lil Bill's Barbecue. It's still grilling season. It's still bikini time. So get out there and slather yourself in that sauce. Also, Backtrack Records. I don't know if you guys checked out that video that I did, but I'm proving it to you guys weekly that I'm buying up all those records. So I challenge you, and yes, you, I'm pointing at you like Hulk Hogan would or something, and I'm saying, get out there, eat your vitamins, say your prayers, and buy that vinyl at Backtrack Records. And last but certainly not least, American Senior Benefits. Ask for the man with the plan, the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Jason, oh my gosh, Dugosh. Ask for him and get yourself a good plan. Thank you guys for listening. Also, if you guys want to be on the show, if you're a musician, if you have something going on that's big, contact us at Scratch the Vinyl Podcast everywhere. And if you are so inclined to do so and you listen and watch on YouTube, then please hit that like button, share it, subscribe to the channel at Scratch the Vinyl Podcast, and it will help us so much. We're making that drive, everybody. We gotta get our subscriptions going there. Also, if you have a chance to review anything, please do so. If you can review on Spotify, on Apple, all of that, it really helps us. So tune in next week here on Scratch the Vinyl.